So, welcome everybody on this webinar today from NETIO from Prague with our assistance of our UK distributor Audio Visual Intelligence. Today we would like to talk a bit about the products and about the applications. But before that, part of our webinar today is a raffle. So in the end, we will choose one lucky winner of this new power cable rest. Of course, we will send you a version with UK power socket or power plug, not the European one which you see. But to be honest, I was lazy to change the photo before the webinar. Good. The raffle in the end of the webinar. Keep with us. Fine. NETIO Products is a company from Prague, from Central Europe. We are focused to B2B customers strictly. So we will be happy if you will control your Christmas tree through our power socket, but then you are not our typical customer. Our typical customer is using it for something for making money. Okay, what's the application of our power sockets? Remote control and restarting. So simply if you have been traveling somewhere 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back just to push the button and switch off or on something, this is the case. So you don't have to go there anymore if you have NETIO and NETIO Cloud or remote access through the web interface or something like that. Also, we have a lot of AV drivers, so digital signage applications or whatever else. Ready for integration is a typical application. We will talk in the end today about the application from UK, where we are controlling the lamps above each table on the restaurant. Basically, the information system for the restaurants, which is making POS or which is running the POS, is also controlling the lamps above each table. This is a typical example of open API integration. And last one is the smallest part of the business today. That's what we call power analysis. And this is basically the fact that through the power, we are able to define what happened. How many coffees were served or were produced by the machine, if the garage doors were opened or closed, or how many times, and things like that, just from the power consumption. So if you will have application for that, come to console it with us. Okay, what we are talking here. In meantime, let's check if we don't have there any waiting person still for this webinar. But probably not. Okay, what we are talking here, we are talking about network power sockets. So basically all the devices we have can be connected to the network. So RJ45 cable, typical Ethernet. Some of them can be connected to the network also by Wi-Fi, and some of them can be connected to the network by Wi-Fi only. Of course, the Wi-Fi only has its application where it's best solution and where it's not really the best solution. Okay, what we can do with the power? We can switch off and we can switch on each port, of course. But even in power switching, you can do it in certain quality. So we implemented something we call zero current switching. So basically, we will switch the output in a moment where sinus is passing by zero. It's a lot of theory. In the end of the day, your relay survives 10 times longer in case you are switching things like LED lamps or TVs or some electronics. Okay, second feature is that we can meter energy. So we are metering on each output how many watts, how many kilowatts, and how many volt amperes are there. Every single unit is calibrated during the production, so the precision is below 1%, and we have 2-point calibration within production part. Good. And now, how you can control the output? What you can do. So there is a web interface, so you can control it through the web interface, of course. You can control it through the buttons physically on the device. Fine. How does it look like for the web interface? So let me show you the online demo of our devices. So if you go to NETIO Products, our website, each product has its own online demo. So I will choose NETIO Power PDU for C, and here you can see the online demo. You simply click to online demo, right there, demo, and you are there logged in. The device is right now 5 meters from me here in Prague, but this is the output where you can control the output simply by clicking here. Nothing more complicated. Okay, You can control it from the buttons, you can control it from the mobile app, of course, and you can control it also from the mobile, from the NETIO Cloud. Okay, all these features are typically what you understand as B2C market. Of course, every single Wi-Fi power socket you can buy by 20, 30, 40 bucks can do that. So where is the difference? The difference are in three main issues. First of all, the NETIO is industrial product, and we are waiting and we are prepared for industrial applications. So we are supporting a bunch of industrial features like a temperature, switching by zero, and many others. Second issue is high security. So basically, we are ready to have a high security things, and we support SSL or HTTPS. Not all products, but most of them. For example, our cloud is secured. And last one part is that because we are part of the industry, we have to be opened. So our system is opened and can be easily connected to any open system. We have a lot of third-party systems we are able to communicate with. These three parts are what's important, and this is why we understand it as a B2B product for the professional usage. If you have any questions, feel free to send us the chat. We will be able to answer it. Okay. Prices, we don't have them now, but ask Daniel for them. Basically, this is product overview as we have products now. We can see there are Power PDUs, which are basically for 19-inch montage. The Power Cable family, which is useful for remote installations where you need only the cable as an installation part. Power Box, which is basically the power strip, but on the continent, power strip sounds too cheap, so we prefer to call it Power Box. And Power DIN, which is the DIN rail product, 2-in-1, and we will talk about that because this is a genius product for any charging solution or remote control for charging the products, or even a simple electricity meter which can be connected to your audio video system. So for example, if you would like to control how much consume your pool in a small house, the PowerDIN is really the genius product for you. Okay, and last product we have also is NETIO Cloud. We understand it is also a product. It's quite cheap because even it's very safe. It consumes 5 to 15 euros per device per year, and you charge it through the voucher. So you buy in standard distribution model the voucher, and through the voucher you charge your cloud. Okay, good. First product I would like to talk about is Power PDU. Today we have two types which looks very similar, but they are a little bit different, but the same. Both of them can be connected to 19-inch by many kind of holders. I will ask probably my colleague Carla to join with me because it's too boring when I will talk all the time. So if we can move.
Yeah. Okay, just to hear a bit of female voice as well, so you're not bored. Yeah, we have a couple of similarities. Usually that's the question between these two PDUs. So they are both. You can use cloud for both of them. They're both they have both industrial features about which we will talk about later, and there is of course open API. But there are some differences. And first of all, I mean, yeah, it's more expensive, but it's Linux based. The Power PDU 4C. It has two RJ45s, so basically you can also loop it if needed. There is Lua scripting. We have a lot of application notes on our website where you can find the use for Lua, or you can just simply write whatever you need for yourself. And there is energy metering on each output. I think it's kind of the most important difference because the Power PDU 4C doesn't have energy metering, and there is no Lua scripting. There is only one RJ45, and there is 0 voltage switching. There will be a new product coming. Yes. In. We have
a first sample, so we can talk about that today already. Yeah, it will be 8-port version for 19-inch in montage. This is C13 again, And yeah, with energy metering not on every port, but only for whole device, and one separated port will be metered. So this will be 8 version Power PDU 8QC. By the way, the Lua scripting is typical question. What's the feature of this more expensive version? There is a serial port which can control the outputs on your own protocol because of the Lua. You can define the time switching in very complicated schematics. So, for example, only Tuesday, only 10 to 11 to have switch off something because of something. You can also, by Lua script, verify if something else is working. So you can grab the XML file or JSON file from somewhere, and based on that, switch on and switch off the power. Okay, it's a cherry on the cake, but I have to say that within the last few years, we got a lot of cherries on the cakes in this kind of applications. Okay.
There is also Scheduler is on all our devices, but Power PDU for C also has a watchdog. So
and Scheduler can be super specialized. So you can really set up the time that every 17th in the morning you will switch something or things like that. So yeah, there are applications like that. For example, we have one more application that if you connect the switch to the serial input to this green connector on the Power PDU 4C, you can by one switch off 100 outputs very quickly. So one network operation center can simply switch off all the screens if necessary. So that was special case. Okay, so that's Power PDU.
And that's a manual switch, is it? Sorry.
There's a manual switch connected to serial port.
Right,
and the
okay, yeah.
Inside, understand that it's switched on or switched off, and in that moment, it will send the message to other Power PDUs, and you can switch off very quickly all the screens on the network.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Good. So, where is the business for Power PDU? Basically, we understand standard passive PDUs cost something like 30 to 55, 60 euros, and everybody knows them. Then there is a category of switch and metered PDUs, which are quite expensive and which are dedicated for special data center projects where one rack costs you 100,000 pounds or euros or whatever. And then a standard cabinet is using the passive PDUs. But NETIO PDU cost is somewhere in the middle, more close to the passive PDUs in smaller versions. So basically, we are saying our market are all these small cabinets, not with the servers, not with the blade servers, but the small cabinets you can find on a corridor, small cabinet you can find next to your microwave link or part of your network infrastructure. And we can simply use the feature of the power distribution in these, which you can very easily, quickly switch remotely on or off if you need something or if you need to monitor power consumption. So basically, we are saying that there is a big gap between these two prices, but between these two prices is not so big gap anymore. So we are saying the NETIO can replace passive PDUs in case it's useful for your case. So that's the message for the 19-inch montage devices. Okay, let's go back to our products, and nowadays let's talk about standard power box. Carla?
Yeah, the power box is quite simple, I would say. It's LAN only, so there is no Wi-Fi on this product. It's only for switching. There is now new product coming. We have samples already to be available in February. So it will be power box with 4 outputs, and it will also have metering. Yeah, a little.
Yeah, because PowerBox today we have this version. You can see PowerBox 3PX has no metering on every output. So yeah, this is only switching product, and metering brother coming soon.
Yeah. So standard, like for every product, we have web interface, mobile app, cloud, open API, drivers, AV drivers. This product is quite popular for AV market, more than for IT, I would say. So it has security option and 0 voltage switching. And where we use them mostly is for UPSs, so you can start each output every few seconds.
One by one,
yeah.
we will talk about it with our use cases.
Yeah. Then there is for racks in AV for different audio equipment. I think it's something you can imagine the best. Then there are vending machines in the offices, remotely, on the gas stations, and so on. And very special cases, which we will talk about, are freezers and fridges, either in laboratories or in some kitchens, etc. So this is the how it looks like. There is your PowerBox 3PG with British output. It is aluminium. It's not a plastic one. So it has everything as shown here in the boxes. What is interesting?
Yeah, there's a simple web interface again where you can control on and off in each output. Yeah, simply like that. On every output, you can define the state when you switch on the power. So on, off, or last. Last, of course, is saved when there is a power outage. And there is a defined time that you can define the delay when you switch on the power to step-by-step switch on one by one, for example. That's unique per output. We have 3 types. Each of them can be used as a distribution of all energy through the channel. So you can see that each one socket can distribute 16 amps or 13 amps in case of UK.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see 3PX. What does it mean? The last letter. Last letter means type. So G for Great Britain. E like Tour Eiffel is mnemotechnic help for me because this is power socket only in France, part of Belgium, Czechoslovakia, and Poland. Rest of the Europe are using the F version, which is known as German Schuko, from German word Schutzkontakte.
Yeah, we also have montage, and you can have it like this DIN version, and so as we said, each output can be switched individually.
Yeah.
Most important.
Yeah, 3 outputs, each one can be controlled by itself. Okay, let's go to the products, and product we will now talk about is power cable family. Okay, the power cable has a different kind of sockets, of course, and you can see the icon because we have in the same housing more kind of products. So we will talk about the Wi-Fi version, which we call power cable REST. We used to have more types, but all of them are now merged to this one. This product has Wi-Fi only, no LAN, metering and switching output, web interface, of course. And what is quite unique is the fact that you can take your mobile phone, more or less any, if it will be not iPhone, and through the NFC, you can make very quickly installation. It's totally useless if you install 1, but if you install 100, it's very useful. Because installation time per unit is then 30-40 seconds and not 3-4 minutes. Good. We have a different type. You can see 101S and 101Y. Do you see where is the difference between these 2 types? Yeah, exactly. It's the plug. So you can see that 101Y is our new product. Basically, it's European power cord with the control on the power cord. Okay, for Britain, we don't have it today. If there will be big demand, we can do it. Different letter. But anyway, this is really the power cable, which you can control and monitor the power consumption with this. So that's new type. Of course, there are all the drivers. Again, NETIO generally is using the same interface. So the driver for one NETIO is controlling all NETIOs. You can control it from your mobile app, but we would like to precisely say what it's not. The power cable is not product for hobby-oriented products. No Christmas trees, as we was talking about it. It's not something which you have in your home because you can find a lot of much cheaper products for your home. But in a moment you want to control something which is making money, Either it can be the water boiler, it can be the LED lights, it can be the microwave connectivity or laboratory equipment. In that moment, we are here for you.
Just to intercept slightly, I did use NETIO to power my Christmas tree this year, and it worked very well.
Daniel, me too, because slightly before the Christmas, we presented a scheduler, and we were everybody this Christmas testing the new scheduler and debugging all the features of the scheduler, and we found a lot of bugs because of our Christmas trees. So this year, yes, hopefully next year it will work smoothly and easily.
Yeah, my wife decided to move the Christmas tree this year to behind the door where a power plug is. So rather than having to pull the Christmas tree out every day to get behind to turn the plug off, I just put a NETIO in there and it worked.
We will call you a little polar application, because as you can see in a couple of minutes, we have very similar application from South Pole on Italian South Pole Antarctica base station. Okay. So basically, power cable is focused for B2B applications. Okay, it's of course industrial product, and it has zero current switching and all these features. And I'm talking all the time about these industrial features. So what the hell does it mean? It's quite simple. Technical support, documentation and manuals, open API, because if you want to implement your system, you need to be sure that it will work. We have a new attendee, so we would like to welcome Chris. And give me a second to move on. Good. So open API is quite important. What else is important is protocol compatibility. Today, even tomorrow, we still have applications since 2009, which are still working, and we are happy for that. Okay, we provide 2 years warranty as a standard, and extension is available if you need for your project. We provide simple firmware upgrade over the web. Believe or not, but most of the devices from China does not allow you to upgrade the firmware, of course. And have you seen any Chinese product with new firmware? And there is no click pulse during the firmware upgrade. That's quite important. We have a quite wide temperature range, typically -20 +65. And we have quite high precision of the value meter. So that's all we call industrial device. Last feature is zero current or zero voltage switching, which will be a bit scientific definition. But first, wide temperature range means this, what you can see on the screen. What do you think is the standard temperature for consumer electronics, which is certified for? I will be fast. 25 Celsius, no 0 to 40. People ask for that, no 0 to 40, 25. So, okay, that's standard consumer electronics. I'm talking about that because temperature is something which is simple to understand for end users, and my second slide is super complicated. Industrial switching by NETIO. Basically, a lot of electronic devices, when you switch them on and also off today, there is something called inrush current. This is a peak of pulse of power consumption in a few first milliseconds when you switch on the power. This peak is much higher than nominal current, and this is damaging the switching element. So if you are switching more often, so I'm talking 300+ cycles of power cycles, it can destroy the relay. So if you have experience with permanently welded device or output, it's because of this. We implemented technology we call zero voltage or zero current switching. And because of that, our relays survive typically something like 10 times more. And we are talking here about 3,000 to 10,000 cycles. Of course, depends very much what kind of device you are switching on. Right now, our French distributor is doing the one screen, which one screen is something like 4 by 6 meters, and he sent specification 16 amps as a nominal current. This is not for relay typically, but for 500 watts or something like that, it's easy to use. Technically, what we are doing is, and this is exactly my scientific slide, what we are doing is that we are switching the relay in this time, so in this moment. So in a moment, the output is switched on. or when the output is switched off, we are waiting for this passing by zero time. Good. So in the end of the day, what I want to say is switching by zero means industrial device, less reclamations, and less troubles. Good. This is what does it mean technically. This is two relays from the same test we did. This was quite a lot of cycles, but with very low load. So this is a relay without zero current switching, and this is a relay with zero current switching. Here you can see a little bit that the contact is already harmed, but much less than you can see on the left. Okay, so this is our super zero current switching technology, which is implemented in more or less all NETIO devices. Depends if zero voltage or zero current. Okay, let's come back to NETIO Products. I just wanted to demonstrate that we have this technology even in the cheapest product, which looks like a toy. Okay, next product I would like to talk about is Power DIN. Power DIN is, okay, Wi-Fi or LAN. There are both. You can choose which one you want to use. There are two outputs with metered, and there are two relay outputs and two digital inputs with zero counter. Again, web interface, everything the same like with all the other NETIO devices. And the applications are, for example, to analyze your power consumption from different kind of machines, to analyze how many times your gate has been opened or closed. There is a good reason for that. Of course, a lot of people, when we are talking about this application that to monitor the gate is open or closed, they are saying, yeah, but dry contact in the end is easy. I say, yes, it is. But how much will cost you the installation of that? 200 euros, 250 euros, 300 euros? And how much, and it's unpredictable. But the installation of the power metering, it's fixed costs. And you exactly know how much it will cost. So in the end of the day, if you have 500 parking lots and you want to monitor 500 of those, it's much cheaper to monitor that from the power than to install their special new sensor. We have a nice application. We will talk about the digital signage to monitor the screens. And all this can be used with this device. Also, it was designed for a small, slow charging solution. So this is not to monitor how fast you are charging your Tesla, or maybe Tesla 3, yes, but definitely not Model S. But if you have a Nissan Leaf, or if you want to monitor your electric bike, or your recreation vehicle, or whatever like that, or electric boat, definitely this device is useful. Okay. Why it's like that? There are LAN and Wi-Fi, as we talked about that. There is a power metering on two outputs. And here you can see the outputs. You can see that this device, its name is 4PZ. Number 4 means how many outputs are there. So there is 2 plus 2. And the last letter means Z. It means that there is no power socket standard. This is standard terminal block. So this is the output for your terminal for the terminal block. So something for your screwdriver. So that's a magic in our strange names. Okay. This is the electrical wiring. Here you can see these two outputs, which are powered and powered switching and metering. So all you have to do is simply to take this output and connect there your boat or living vehicle, or for example, we have a park for the campers in the Norway, where there is something like 30 or 40 outputs monitored by this device, and you can know how much kilowatts were loaded during this period of this car was connected there. So simple like that. There are two standard outputs, so low voltage output or whatever. You can use also for 230 volts. And there are two inputs which can be used for monitoring the pulses or to monitor status of something. But as we discussed about it, there is S0 pulse counter. What does it mean? You simply take your water meter, put to standard water meter a special kind they call metering head. And this metering head there is something like mechanical contact, which means 0.1 liter, 1 pulse, typically. It can be sometimes 1 pulse, 1 liter, or 10 liters, 1 pulse, depends on the type. Anyway, you simply wire it by 2 wires to these 2 contacts, to 2 pins, and that's it. And on the web interface, you can see how many liters were passing through. So in a moment, you need to monitor your power consumption, and also you need to monitor the water consumption, typically on the port for the bank, for the mall, for the boats, or something like that. All of that can be done with 1 device only. Okay, let's go back to our overview, and we will talk about our last product, named NETIO Cloud.
Yeah, Cloud is something. So this is the interface of the cloud is very simple. You can also try the demo online if you are interested. So basically, you can just turn on and off however you want. You can group the outputs. We basically say you can control 100 outputs, but you can control as many as you want or please. So you can control all of the products that we have, even the old ones in case you have them, the new ones as well. And it's very, very secured. Do you want to talk?
Yeah. Basically, what's different on NETIO Cloud comparing the other products is there is secured even communication a device to cloud. It's quite unique because most of the products you can find on the market are talking about, yes, we have HTTPS to communicate with the end user. Okay, but is it secured also the communication between the device and cloud? If it's not very clearly said, I can tell you it's not. And until we know, we are still one of few PDUs on the market which has a secure communication between device and the cloud. It's the cloud. NETIO Cloud support all NETIO devices, so no thinking, and it can be used in parallel to your local software, and this is the biggest benefit, because yes, you can control this power strip from your control 4 or from your needs or whatever. You can control it from your main panel in the house and so on, but you can control the socket also from remotely from the cloud. So for example, if your customer will have a troubles, you can remotely restart him remotely a system or some of the device. So this feature is very, very essential that you can use it in parallel with the local communication.
And maybe if you will use for Christmas tree, soon we will have NETIO Cloud on the mobile app as well. So yes, you will be able to use it.
Phil, want to ask something?
Yeah, so if you're using it via the cloud or locally and via the cloud via a mobile device or laptop, whatever, how quickly do the two update to be in sync?
Let me show you. I believe that this is the best description. Here on the screen, we will come back to our NETIO 4. So this is the online demo of the unit you can run in the Prague. So this is this part, okay. And as a second, I will open the cloud. So cloud. So this is the online demo. Even for the cloud, we have online demos, and logically, our online demo devices are connected to our cloud. This is the cloud as you can see it, and let's find the device. So this is NETIO 4C, so this will be probably this one. So when I switch on, you can see here the output. Again, this is the output, and again, this is the output. So the reaction is really fast. We are talking here about 0.1 seconds, 0.2 seconds. Technically, this is MQTT, so all devices are all the time connected to the cloud. So there is connect and established and keep the connection, but also, of course, this is eating the data. So very typical question is, how much data will this eat to me? And the answer is not so much, something like 50 megabytes per month, if I remember, because we had a lot of applications where the customers has their LTE router and they want to control it through the LTE router, and they don't have unlimited amount of data. So in that case, it's there. Is it answered, Phil? Super. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's it. NETIO Cloud is free for first 3 years. but then it's paid service. It's quite cheap service, depends on the device, because some device has energy metering, then it's more expensive. Some device has no metering and switching only, then it's much cheaper. So we can calculate something between 3 and 12 euros per year per device.
And the device is the actual unit, not the number of sockets.
No output device, really physical IP address.
Okay, cool.
And you don't have to use NETIO Cloud. It's just an option. Yeah, really, you don't have to use it. Okay, the API of the cloud. Because we have open API per device, of course, we can also open API per cloud. So simply, you can control from the cloud all devices connected to your account from your software or from central monitoring or from your mobile app, of course. So basically here, when you click in the cloud, you can see the MQTT and you can control it from your application. So sometimes it's easier to make integration with one cloud than with 50 devices, and this is this case. Okay, next part I would like to talk about is Open API. Why we have so many protocols? Because each protocol is used in different business segment, and it's good for different kind of applications. So at least those 10 are a basic set of the protocols, and the many are in a secure version. So those protocols which can be secured, we have them in a secure version. And this is the change in the business within the last 2 years. 2 years ago, yeah, everybody was interested to have a tick in the project. Yes, the device is secure, but people were not really using it. And this changed very much. And today we have a lot of issues because of the security. To make integration in a secured way is 2 times more complicated, and we really see it on the support. So security is the issue of today. Okay, why it's good to have so many open APIs? Because each protocol is good for different applications. MQTT is brilliant for the applications in the cloud, but only for cloud-oriented application. It's not good for your local communication inside the building. If you are in industry, the Modbus is there. Modbus TCP is the protocol from 1978. It's my age, and I'm quite old today already. And the Modbus TCP is not secured at all, but yeah, what you want. But still, it's very useful for the industrial applications. The SNMP version 3 is secured, and it's very popular in IT. Even the younger brother SNMP, older brother's SNMP version 1 is even there, and it's easier also. Above that, we have a lot of other protocols like super old Telnet or JSON. We recommend to all new integrations, which are used in different kind of software. LabGrid, for example, is the software for testing laboratories. Crestron you probably know. Loxon is popular system for smart houses from Austria. OpenHub is very popular open system for the smart houses and so on. So depends on. Okay, these logos you can see here, we're using our Open API, and they by themselves or by system integrator connected there. But we have also the drivers. Drivers are much more easier for integrator. So we have AV drivers for these systems. You can see control for Crestron, Needs, and all the others. So if you are using this system, you will simply download the driver either from us, either from third-party supplier, either from software manufacturer, like in case of ASICO. Also coming soon are some other softwares. Yeah, Carla, do you want to add something to our brilliant softwares implemented?
No, basically we have a long list of AV drivers to make. It just depends on the needs of the customers. So in case there is something that is not here, you can always tell us, and we'll make sure to push it first or second, just to know. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if there is any bigger project, everybody is happy to make drivers. Good. So with this system, it's much easier. All about the integration partners and audio video drivers by NETIO you can find on our website. Look to the support integration partners, and here we are. Just click, or we will have it probably on the video in description, or check on our website. Okay. We would like to mention also, we have a lot of application notes.
Yeah, I think this is something quite useful. There are a lot of them, but you can basically find application note for anything you can do with our products. It's also on our website in support, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In support. Basically, okay, for example, AN07, I want to have a shareware which will has a defined table. So every Monday at 3 o'clock, or only 17th day in a month, I would like to happen something. This is the case. So you simply find the AN07 or our website, or use a Google and search NETIO AN07. Typical case is AN09, which is basically the watchdog, where are pinging to 2 IP addresses. If one of them is not alive, that means your connectivity is fine, but your router, for example, is dead or something like that to restart it. There are a lot of options about the application note. Check our website. Good. That's all about products overview. We have also this metrics where you can see all you need. They are here mainly because we will send you this presentation as PDF. And these 2 new products we were talking about, Power PDU 8QS and Power Box 4KX. Second overview is about the software. Here you can see that the JSON is our recommended protocol. By the way, every single device when it's shipped from us has a JSON as default protocol. And of course, default protocols is with default username and password NETIO. Please, guys, change the default passwords. If you want to do any 0-level security installation, change the default passwords, please. Okay, Power PDU 4C is Linux-based unit, and you can see it's a little bit different. All the others are more or less the same. Power cables, we merge all the types to one. This is quite new in January 2021, so that's why we are talking here about that. Everything is merged to one type. Good. Yes. And I believe this is time for applications. The first is our biggest applications we did in last year. Carla, can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, basically we worked with in-store media. We sent around 600 devices, and they will still be going out, where we are controlling screens in supermarkets. So basically, we don't have photos here, right?
No more photos now available. Anyway, the business is very simple today. The people are not outdoor, so all the budgets for outdoor advertisement is used for be spent inside the store. So the stores, of course, are very happy to install these big screens and to get secondary money for this advertisement budget.
So basically, they are using our Power PDU 4C, and they are looking at the power consumption to see if the screens are turned on or off, if the right advertisement is there, and they should be all synchronized. They are connected with our Kramer box as well.
Yeah, basically, screen sometimes hangs up. Either screens, either distribution unit or whatever else, and need to be restarted. And there is also detection of the situation of the screen by the power. So from the power consumption meter, you can detect if the screen is working or not. So this is the case. If you will be shopping in France, in Leclerc, or in Spain, you can see there. We have your message. Chris is waiting for us. Maybe if you want to say. Second case is my favorite case from UK, first company Bluebird. Unfortunately, with the COVID, this business is harmfully damaged, and we will see what will go on. Anyway, above every single small table in the restaurants, there is a lamp. This lamp is now switched on and switched off by an entire unit, and simply the POS terminal is controlling the power for that. It's a nice case. There is a reason why to use power sockets for this installation. The reason is that power sockets is temporary electrical installation and is fully in responsibility of the owner of restaurant, not of the owner of the building. And this is quite significant difference, because the owner of the restaurant wants to have it working, while owner of the building is who knows where. So So that's this case. Integration case, very typical example. Next case is from Switzerland.
Yeah, this one is for the kiosks, as you can see in the upper photo. So this is something very far, because the gas stations usually are not always in the city center. So basically, for restarting these kiosks, what you can do from home, and you don't have to travel anywhere to do it. And yeah, that's
it. HTTPS security required. Please do not switch off my kiosk without permission. Okay.
We had a similar like this for vending machines.
Yes, vending machines are a quite popular case. This use case is from South France. All these numbers you can see on the map are small villa. Each small villa has its independent water boiler as water heating device. The trouble is that whole park is opened 200 days per year, but typically occupied only 100 days per year. That means that 100 days per year, it's boiling water or have hot water ready for nothing. Yeah, and because of that, this is about the electricity saving project. Basically, there was 18 quadrat meter of the water heated every day for nothing, and even that's a lot of money. So because of that, what happened is that this heating device, please, if you are from electrical engineering and you see my icon for or you see my photo of the heating device, it's not really a heating device, of course. Anyway, this is a little bit more easy to understand. So there is a power cable unit which is installed under the ceiling somewhere, communication through Wi-Fi. And every 7 buildings is using one Wi-Fi access point in the end of the day, and all these villas are now basically switching on the hot water in a moment you pick up the keys on the reception. So this is the energy saving project. Okay, this is a nice case from Poland.
Also energy saving, basically. We installed NETIO devices in cinemas, in movie theaters, because the audio system there was using a lot of electricity even when there was no movie screening.
Not only movie, there was silence.
Yeah.
And silence is eating energy. Can you believe that?
So there was still our old NETIO 4 device, but you can use it with any new one. So there was no need for power when there was no audio. Yeah. And in 1 year, they managed to save already around 38% of electricity, which was quite important.
Yeah. And the return of investment let me come back again. The return of investment in this case was 11 months. 11 months only, because really super high quality audio system consume a lot of electricity, even there is a silence. So that was unique on this case. Yeah. And this is from Poland, where electricity is still quite cheap. This is a power up sequence. Yeah, this is my favorite case. If you take 3 UPSs 1000 watt amperes and you switch all of them in one time, definitely you will have to go there again because your breaker will be down. So what we are doing is we are switching the UPSs one by one, and this is what saved the breaker to be tripped. So in the end of the day, NETIO is doing the power up sequence. So we switch on first time, then we wait for a couple of seconds, typically 1 second is enough, and then second, and then third. Basically, this is protection against the power grid outage. If your power grid is down, you don't have to go there to switch manually one by one. It's very useful if you have this experience. Okay, do not travel there and back 45 minutes just to restart something. There is a NETIO for that. Okay, next case, again, this is generic from all countries all around.
Yeah, we had a lot of to switch on and off the ATM or the advertising booths that are in shopping malls or somewhere else. So yeah, this is something where you don't have to travel again and spend time, and yeah, there is electricity.
Sorry, I was too fast.
No.
Saving energy during the night is also important for the vending machines. Next case is my favorite one, the Concordia base in Antarctica, and we are close to the Daniel Christmas tree on the garden, because this is exactly the same case. The Italian researchers are living in these two big buildings, but their technology is far away. When you can see, they said 400 meters. But sometimes in the weather when everything is foggy and windy and you can see for half meter, it's quite complicated to go there 400 meters to switch on something. So basically, you don't have to travel neither 400 kilometers or 400 meters sometimes to switch off something. So basically, there is a leader observatory which looks like this, and the leader is switching on the power by the NETIO. So that's it. You don't have to go 400 meters to switch on or off something. That's the case. Generally, if you need anything in IT infrastructure about the power, NETIO is here for you. Good. Freezers and hospitals, we talk about that. That's a little bit special case because very much depends how old is the freezer. It can consume even 15 euros or even 60 euros per year. Yeah, but if you have hundreds of them, it's quite useful to know which one is which one. And this is the case from UK, from the pharmaceutical company. We can't say the name, but it's nearby Birmingham. And you can analyze. This is basically for the budgeting. So these people in white research, research. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, it's monitoring which device is used for how many hours per day. So basically, there is RFID system to monitor who is in the room, and they are splitting the cost between different teams because the microscope costs fortune sometimes. Some devices or centrifuge are quite expensive, and they monitor how many hours per day they are used, and if they need to buy a new one or not, or which one team is using it for what time. So that's the budgeting case. Okay, and we are in the end of the webinar today. We would like to make a last part of that. That's the raffle. Give me 1 second. I will open the raffle unit. Yes, this is my last reminder that we don't have more power cables anymore. And this is the random picker. In the meantime, any questions?
No, it seems pretty comprehensive, to be fair.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Phil, it's long as usual with us, but yeah, what do you want? I'm a bit chatty, especially during this lockdown time. Okay, Daniel, any question from you? No.
Nothing from me. No, thank you very much, Jan, for spending some time with us today.
Super. So you can see this is our random picking system from the members on this webinar. Is Chris? Chris is fine.
Chris is not.
Yeah. No, Chris is not employee.
Super.
Okay, yeah.
Super. So Chris, you are the lucky winner. If you are with us, we will be happy to hear you. If not, yeah, please.
I'm here. Hello. Yes, great. Thank you. Sorry, I missed the start.
You are welcome. Daniel will manage with you the sample, and we would like to thank you for being with us today. And if you have any questions for the NETIO or you have any needs, we are here for you, either here in Prague, me and Carla, or Daniel in UK.